Hi, my name is Ben Woodhouse, and I recently conducted an auto-ethnographic research project in which I studied the ways my life has been affected by advertising. My research question for this project was, how and to what extent does advertising affect my vision of the world? I chose this research question because, as a fourth-year student of communications, I have learned to take a more critical view of the world around me and the ways in which I interact with it, and viewed this as an opportunity to put those skills into practice. I am also a member of a modern, highly mediated, and strongly capitalistic society, which means that I am subjected to various forms of advertising on a near daily basis, which I figured must surely have some sort of impact on my perception of the world around me, no matter how often I feel that I can see right through advertisers' tricks. After all, the entire goal of an advertisement is to be clever and seduce the consumer as subtly as possible, so it was very likely that I was not seeing the whole picture. I collected the data for this project by answering Dr. Strangelove's field note questions and writing prompts, which I used as an opportunity to reflect on my day-to-day relationship with advertising and to probe how the medium truly makes me feel. To analyze this data, I read through my answers and looked for patterns, words, concepts, feelings, and other terms that appeared more than once. I then divided those recurring ideas into themes, visually marking them by highlighting the applicable phrases in different colors. Afterwards, I reread my notes once more and further subdivided the newly color-coded themes into more specific subcategories, keeping a running tally of how often they each appeared. My main themes were emotions, observations about the current state of the world, visions of a more idealized world, the intentions of advertising materials, and the subconscious. During my research process, I discovered that advertising had a more powerful influence over my general attitude and perspective on the world than I had realized. One major pattern I noticed in my data was that themes related to my emotions skewed very negative, especially when I was reflecting on the nature of advertising and the machinations of a capitalistic society. This was important to note, as it suggested that perhaps I was not as immune to advertising as I like to believe I was. Previously, I believed that my generally apathetic and disdainful attitude towards advertising represented a kind of immunity to its effects, as if I were above it somehow because I acknowledged how exploitative and distorted the medium tended to be. But my emotional responses when prompted to truly consider how advertisements made me feel were often quite heated, which suggests that advertisements can still easily elicit a reaction from me, which is exactly their intended purpose. Advertisements, I came to realize during my research, are not designed to sell products on their own. They are designed to attract attention and elicit a visceral response from their audiences, be it through humor, striking imagery, or shock value. My research journey was important because it provided me with a broader perspective on the previously unnoticed omnipresence of advertising in my life, and the subtle ways its influence creeps into my behaviors and perception of the world. But the scope of this research extends beyond just myself. I am far from the only person who experiences advertising in such volumes, so the insights that I have gained from this could also be potentially applicable to other members of society. Awareness is the first step to combating advertising's stranglehold on the public sphere. It just needs to be spread. Thanks for watching.